This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. What you just heard there was, of course, the rather fabulous outro solo from the Dire Straits song Tunnel of Love, which came from their 1980 album Making Movies, and was obviously, of course, played by this chap. I've had quite a few requests to take a look at this solo lately. I've said this before, quite often I'll get like a request for a solo, and then it seems to kind of spark something off. I get more and more requests to do the same thing or the same topic, and that was the case with this one, so that's why I've done the video today. Here's a short little explanation about what's going on in the solo. Okay, as always, we will begin by looking at the chord sequence. There it is on screen, and basically it sounds like this. That's basically the chorus section of the song, the girl, it looks so pretty to me, like it always did, that part of the song. So it should be fairly apparent that what we've got there are a bunch of chords all in the key of F major, and the F major scale is the backbone of this solo. We're going to be using three patterns, mainly this one. A little bit of this one, and occasionally going down into this one. Sorry, I hesitated there because my mic is blocking the view of the fretboard, so I'm having to squint round it. Anyway, those are the scales that are being used here, and as is always the case, it's about more than just the scales. There are basically three Knopfler traits that I want to discuss here that won't take long, because if you've seen many of my other videos, you'll be familiar with them already. First one is targeting chord notes. At the top of that chord sequence, when we're on the F chord, more often than not he's landing on an A note there, which you can actually C is in an F chord, you know, so you get like licks like that kind of thing happening, or sometimes bending up to it, or maybe going like that. Again, another little Knopflerism. If you can hear the dog barking in the background, it's because the wife's hairdresser's just turned up. So yeah, that little kind of double bend where you bend, release, and then bend back up again, so you get that. That's, as I say, another little Knopflerism, and he will often do that to focus in on a chord note, where you see it when the D minor chord comes along in a few places. He does it on this C note here, bending it up to the D note like that, and you start throwing that little lick in, just the kind of bend, the quick release, and back up again, and you're going to start sounding very Knopfler-esque. Another place where in a couple of occasions in the solo, when we land on the B flat chord, he just actually spells out a B flat major arpeggio like that. So it goes, that lick happens in a couple of places in the solo. What else was I going to say? Yes, double stops. There's a little bit of use of double stops there, and mainly where we're going to something, that kind of thing there, with sixths, basically the F major scale arranged in sixth. And if I just turn the guitar this way, you can see I'm using hybrid picking for that. Obviously, Mr. Knopfler doesn't use a pick, so he was probably using thumb. Oops. And, you know, maybe index finger or second finger or something. But it's just as easy to do with a pick and using hybrid picking. There's other double stops here where, again, he's probably using a pair of fingers. I'm using, actually what I'll tend to do is, where's the camera? I'll tend to hold the pick like that sometimes, and then use these two fingers for licks like that, which you can hear in the solo at one point. And then there's a similar thing up here where we're playing out of these notes here, B flat, C, D, and the F. Like that again. So occasional uses of double stops, again all the notes coming from the F major scale. Then I suppose the main feature of this solo, which is sort of echoed a little bit by what he did in Sultans of Swing, you know, for that part in Sultans of Swing, we have this part here. So it come in context, something like that, and then into that kind of lick there. So it looks harder than it is. This you've got that big stretch there from the 13th fret up to the 18th fret, so like a 5 fret stretch, but your frets are really close together up here, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And it's just about getting the you know, the coordination between two hands. As I say, he probably plays it like that, using, you know, a finger and thumb. I'm using just, that feels natural to me to play, just using the pick. And, you know, that's pretty much going to take care of everything in the solo. You know, strong emphasis on chord notes, quite a lot of this sort of double stop sort of thing, arpeggiating chords, like, and there's another part in the solo where he arpeggiates an F major chord, like that. You know, so knowing where your chord notes are, knowing what chord you're playing over, what notes are in that chord, a few double stops every now and again, and that kind of thing there. Oh yeah, one other thing, right at the beginning of the solo, there's a lick that goes like this. Okay, and that little kind of stutter that he often puts on the front of a note, I don't know how he does it, but I know how I do it. I have this finger on the string in question underneath, and then I'll use the pick to pick the muted string, and then I pull away with that finger to get that. And again, just a little Knopfler-esque kind of thing that I probably absorbed just without really thinking about it, just listening to his music all the time, and just started thinking, you know, how can I reproduce that? So there you go. That's what's going on in this little solo from Dire Straits' Tunnel of Love. Have some fun with it. And there is, of course, a full tab in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with the video of me playing the solo, that little explanation clip that you've just seen there, and a jam track to play along with, you know, for yourself as well. That's all up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is, of course, in the description. It's only $3 a month, and you get access to all of these additional resources that go with these YouTube videos. Thank you so much to everyone who is supporting me in that way or any of the other ways, all of which are also linked down in the description. And that's pretty much it for today, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful and informative and a little bit entertaining perhaps. And if you have, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream, 5 PM Friday UK time, where we'll sit and have a beer and a chat and talk about guitars and music and any other topics that crop up. It's a fantastic way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.